Welcome to the Gloves Are Off OT edition. I'm Moses Woldu, and I'm pleased to be joined by these two fine gentlemen, Greg Buchanan, my co-host.
Hey, Moses.
And Durwin Selte. You are the head coach of the Vermilion Junior B Tigers. How's it going?
Good.
Excellent. All right, we're going to get some of the topics that we didn't really get to during our show. First of all, Peyton Manning, banged up. Turns out that high ankle sprain that was re-injured, it came back negative. So they're okay. He's not as mobile, but at least it's not serious enough where he's going to be out against Kansas City. They say he's definitely going to play, but with that said, if you're the Kansas City defense, are you licking your chops right now? Because I know that he's not the most mobile quarterback, period, but still, he's wounded. And it's like the blood in the water, and these are the Sharks. They're ready to go. Do you guys agree?
Peyton Manning's Peyton Manning. He's going to play through anything. I think he'll be fine, personally.
If his arm's okay and he can stand up, he's still pretty good. Peyton's that good of a player that if you have to wheel him out in the field and have him hut the ball and wheel him back and throw the ball, then yeah, I'll still put him.
But he's got to use that plant leg, and it's that same leg that he has that high sprain. Like, you think that might be tough to actually get some accuracy if you're feeling that when you're trying to plant your leg, your right leg, and then put that velocity on the ball.
He's still fine, I think.
Yeah, I think he's a proven veteran. He's a proven superstar in that league. That if he's not 100% or even close to it, he's going to tell him that he won't go in. But I don't be surprised if he's not in the game.
Okay, a quarterback that wasn't 100% this season, of course, Calvillo missing 11 games because of concussion. Yesterday, he kind of hinted towards retirement. Not saying it's official. He's waiting till the summer to kind of reevaluate things. But guys, have we seen the last of Anthony Calvillo in the CFL?
I think yes. I think he's had his time, and me personally, his last Grey Cup he should have, or when he won, I think that should have been it, because you had to know that your body's going to break down over time, and he's getting older, right? There's no much recovery time anymore, but I think he's done.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to step away. When you start dealing with the concussions and start dealing with that head thing, you don't want to see a person end up like, say, a Pat LaFontaine that, played beyond his years and that should have retired. And so nice to see AC go out. Didn't go out on top, didn't go out the way that he wanted to, didn't go out in his own terms, but at the same time, probably the greatest quarterback in CFL history.
You had some great Hall of Famers that were being inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame last night. Geraldine Heaney, of course, what she did for women's hockey. You had, of course, Ray Shiro's father, who was fantastic with the Philadelphia Flyers, finally earning his keep, getting into the Hall. But then you have these three gentlemen who won 10 Stanley Cups combined, have had a whole bunch of awards, and of course I'm talking about Scott Niedermayer, Brendan Shanahan, and Chris Chelios. Out of those three guys I just mentioned, who would you have loved to play with?
Me personally, Brendan Shanahan. He was, he scored 600 goals, had over 200 penalty minutes. That is a hockey player in my definition. Brendan Shanahan, I would love to play with him.
You know what? I would say Chelly, because the simple fact that he's a guy that he can use loads of minutes on the backhand. Like, he's just a horse back there and doesn't do anything super fancy. In his younger days, he was pretty good offensively, but in his later days, he was a good, steady, stay-at-home, in-your-face kind of defenseman. And whether playing for me or playing with me, I think I would pick him. Right now, you can talk to anybody running a hockey team. You want to find a defenseman that can log a lot of minutes for you. It doesn't necessarily have to great offense, but a guy that can just eat up a whole lot of minutes for you in the backhand, and he was one of those guys.
Major League Baseball came out with their Rookie of the Years, AL, NL. National League, Jose Fernandez for the Miami Marlins, and you had Will Myers of the Tampa Bay Rays. Do you guys agree with those deals, or agree with those nominations, or at least the awards, rather? Or do you feel somebody else should have got it? Because I'm actually personally fine with it.
I am too. Like, the one's up for Cy Young, right? The other
one. I believe Fernandez, but he might be in the lower level. But at least he won Rookie of the Year, which I think was better than Yasiel Puig, considering he was on a bad team, but he was exceptional.
Yeah. And then the other guy, he's batting almost 300.
And he came in that big trade with Kansas City.
So I agree, personally.
Yeah, with Puig in L.A., it's more of that media hype around him that made him to be bigger than life in Los Angeles. But, yeah, the nominations are okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, you guys were okay as well. Greg, as always. And Durwin, thank you for coming on. And good luck to your Vermilion Tigers throughout the season.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for joining us on the OT edition on Gloves. We tune in every Tuesday night on CITL and check us out there. And plus, come back to our Facebook page for the questions that haven't been answered. Until then, we will see you in 7 days.